Okay, today we are going to learn how to solve order of operation problems, or writing the answer to an order of operation problem. The very first step you are going to do every time is writing down your checklist. This checklist is going to work for all of your problems. Parenthesis, exponent, multiply or divide from left to right, then add and subtract from left to right. So, we got the checklist down. Now take a look at the first problem that we have. 7 plus 2 to the 4th power times 3. We're going to look at we're going to count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 numbers, so there are going to be 4 steps. So you're going to list 1, 2, 3, 4. The last step is always going to be your answer, so your answer is going to be step number 4. Look at the checklist. Is there any parentheses? There's no parentheses, so we move to the next one. Exponent. Is there any exponent? Yes, there's an exponent, so step number 1 is going to be exponent. Step number 2 is going to be multiply, because after exponent is multiply or divide, and we have a multiply, so step number 2 is multiply. Then the step number 3 is going to be add, because the last step in your order of operation is always add or subtract, and we have an addition, so step number 3 is going to be add. So once you write down your steps, just go in and work it out. Step number 1 is exponents, so underline the exponents. 2 to the 4th power means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. The exponent is 4, so there has to be 4 2's. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So 2 to the 4th is 16. After every step, you are going to rewrite whatever you have not used. So this is going to be plus 7 multiply 3. We're done with step number 1. Go to step number 2, multiply. So we're going to underline the multiplication. 16 times 3 is 48. Rewrite. We're done with step number 2. Step number 3 is add. 7 plus 48 is 55. And that is your answer. So the answer to 7 plus 2 to the 4th times 3 is 55. Let's try this one down here. Count the numbers. 1, 2, 3. So you are going to have 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. The last step is going to be your answer. Look back at the checklist. Do we have parentheses? Yes, we do. So step number 1 is going to be parentheses. And in the parentheses we have addition, so we're going to put the A inside the parentheses. After you do the parentheses, is there any exponent? No, there's no exponent, so we move to the next step. Is there any multiplying or dividing? There's no multiplying or divide, so we move to add or subtract, and we do have a subtraction, so step number 2 is going to be subtraction. Here we go. So work in the parentheses first, and it's addition, so 4 plus 5 is 9. Rewrite. So you have 16 minus 9, and 16 minus 9 is 7. So your answer is 7. Pretty easy, huh? Okay, let's try this one down here. Let's write a checklist again so we don't have to move the papers up and down. Parenthesis, exponent. Multiply or divide from left to right. Add or subtract from left to right. Let's count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step number 4 is going to be your answer. Look at the checklist. Do we have parentheses? Yes, we do. But notice that there are 2 different operations in the parentheses. You still have to follow the order of operations. And exponents always come before addition. So you're going to work, step number 1 is going to be parentheses, but you are going to do the exponent part inside a parenthesis. Step number 2 is inside a parenthesis, but it's going to be the addition. Step number 3 is going to be division. So let's do this. 10 to the second power is 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. Rewrite. Remember, after every single step, you are going to rewrite. 100 plus 4 is 114. Rewrite. And 114 divided by 2 is 57. And that would be your answer. Okay, let's try this one over here. Let's count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to have 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any exponent? No, there is not. So we move to exponent, and we do have an exponent. So your first step is going to be the exponent. Is there any multiply or divide? Yes, we do. And you got to go from left to right. That's what the arrow is for, from left to right. So I see division first and then multiplication. So step number 2 is division. Step number 3 is multiplication. The last step is your answer. Now we have that written down, so let's go to step number 1, exponent. 4 to the third means 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. Rewrite. Please be careful and do not take this 4 to the third power and make it a 12, because a lot of students are going to make that mistake. Once you have this, let's see, we did step number 1, so we go to step number 2. We are going to divide. Underline the division. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Rewrite. 1 times 64. We're done with division. So let's do the multiplication. 1 times 64 is 64, and that is your answer. Okay. The next one looks kind of complicated, so let's try that one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, the last step, is your answer. Is there any parentheses? There's no parentheses. There is exponents, and notice that there are 2 exponents. We're going to work from left to right, so you can put exponent, exponent. is there any multiply or divide? We have to multiply, and we are also going to go from left to right. So step 3 is multiply the left one. Step 4 is multiply the right one. And then the very last step is your addition. So 3 to the third power, 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Rewrite. You always rewrite after every step. Step number 2, exponent again. So underline the exponent. 3 to the second power means 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Rewrite. We're done with step number 2. We're going to go to step number 3, which is multiplying. There's 2 multiplying. We do the one on the left first. So 27 times 9 is 243 plus 2 times 4. Step number 4, 2 times 4 is 8 plus 243. And I'm running out of room here, so we're going to put it over here. So you're going to take 243 plus 8, which is step number 5, to get you 251. And that is your answer. Let's try one more time. Let's look at this one right here, the very last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 numbers, so there's going to be 4 steps. Step number 4 is going to be your answer. Is there any parentheses? Yes, there's parentheses, and there is addition inside the parentheses, so put the parentheses with an A inside. Now the second step, is there any multiplication? Yes, there is a multiplication, and this is understood to be multiplied. Anytime you have a number right in front of the parentheses and there is no sign in between, that means that is a multiplication. And then the very last step is going to be your addition. So let's work inside the parentheses first. Step number 1, 6 plus 8 is 14. Rewrite. Step number 2 means you multiply. 7 times 14 is 98. Rewrite. Step number 3, add. 98 plus 6 is 104, and that would be your answer. I hope that helps. If it doesn't and you are still confused, please come to tutorials before and after school on Tuesdays.